Have you ever experienced that odd sensation where everything feels normal on the surface, but deep within, there's something not quite right? It's as if everything is moving along, yet an inexplicable emptiness hangs in the air, making you wonder if there's something more, something hidden beneath the reality we see. What if I told you that everything you're feeling, all the confusion, the emptiness, the disconnect, is the result of living within the dream of a dying God? I know it may sound impossible, but bear with me. Imagine just for a moment that our entire world, our existence, is nothing but a dream within the mind of a God who is slowly fading away. Every person, every moment, every part of the universe is merely a fleeting thought in the consciousness of a divine being on the brink of dissolution. As this God drifts deeper into sleep, the very fabric of our reality begins to unravel, its dreams crumbling into nothingness. Now, think about it for a second. Have you ever experienced déjà vu? Or felt that things seem slightly out of place, as if they're not as they should be? Could this be a sign that the dream is slipping away? What if those moments of strangeness, those moments where reality seems to fold in on itself, are simply cracks in the dream of this fading deity? The deeper we go into this thought, the more unsettling it becomes. If we are part of this dream, then what does that say about us? What if, like the God who dreams us, we too are slowly fading away, disintegrating with every passing moment as the dream unravels? Time feels so strange sometimes, moving either too fast or too slow. Could it be that this is just the breakdown of the dream itself? As frightening as it sounds, what if none of this is real? What if our existence is merely a fleeting thought in the mind of a divine being, a thought that will eventually dissolve with the death of its creator? It's a chilling realization to think that, just as we live, so too are we dying, fading into nothingness, trapped in the dream of a dying God. But perhaps the most unsettling part of this thought experiment is not the idea of the world ending, but rather the idea that we might never have truly existed at all, not in the way we think we do. Could we simply be a broken fragment of a dream, a fleeting thought that will soon be forgotten, lost in the abyss of oblivion? Now, let's push this concept even further. Have you ever had that strange feeling that you're just going through the motions, like a robot repeating the same routines day after day, without any real sense of purpose? Maybe you feel alive, but there's a hollow, disconnected sensation that lingers beneath the surface. It's as though your body is functioning, but your mind is somewhere else, lost in a strange trance. Could it be that you're already dead, in a way? What if this cycle of repetitive behavior, these daily actions that feel so familiar, are merely the remnants of a life that has already passed? We go about our days, doing the same things, walking the same paths, thinking the same thoughts. But somewhere, deep within, there's a lingering sense that something is missing. It's as if the essence of who we were is no longer present. Imagine this. When you wake up in the morning, go through your routines, and live each day, are you truly experiencing life? Or are you simply moving through a state that's disconnected from the true experience of being? What if your soul, your essence, has already left this reality and what you're living is just an echo, a shadow of your former self? It's a difficult thought to confront, but perhaps we are all living in a state of transition, caught between life and death. The body continues to function, but the soul has moved on, leaving us with the semblance of existence. Could we be walking through life aware of its existence, but never truly engaging with it? Is this the state of being alive that we experience, or is it simply an illusion, a performance we put on for the world? This question becomes even more perplexing when you think about time. Have you ever had the feeling that time is speeding up or slowing down unexpectedly? Maybe it feels like it's passing too quickly, or maybe each moment seems to drag on. Is this simply a product of the dream beginning to unravel? As the god's dream fades, so does our perception of time. Could this distortion of time be a clue that we are no longer truly living, but simply existing in a state where time itself is falling apart? Sometimes there are moments when you feel as though you're not fully present, like you're drifting through life without truly being part of it. Have you ever found yourself staring at people, places, or even events, feeling as though you're not really there? It's almost as though you're a ghost, an observer who is simply watching, detached from the world around you. These moments can feel like a form of unconsciousness, where you're aware of your surroundings but don't fully engage with them. Could it be that your soul has already left this world, and what's left behind is simply your body, moving through the motions of a life that's no longer yours to live? It's as though we've crossed a threshold where we no longer feel connected to the essence of life. Our thoughts may be clouded, and the joy we once experienced seems distant, as if we're now just spectators of a play we were once part of. In a way, this sense of detachment could signify that we're living in a haunting state, not fully dead, but not fully alive either. We exist in a world where everything feels slightly off, where the emotions and sensations we once had seem like distant memories, barely accessible. Perhaps deep inside we know that we have already passed the point of no return, and that our souls have already left the reality we once knew. This idea is further amplified when we consider how we relate to others. Have you ever interacted with someone and felt that something is missing? It's as if their presence is there, but their essence is absent. The connection feels hollow, almost like a memory, rather than a real interaction. Could this be another sign that we are all drifting further away from the true experience of existence? Are we living in a shared illusion, a collective dream that has already started to unravel? But then the question arises, if we are already dead in some sense, why are we still here? Why do we continue to play this role? Could it be that, much like the dream of the dying god, we are trapped in an endless cycle that continues despite our awareness of its impermanence? Perhaps, like the dream, we cannot truly escape it, not until the god's dream completely dissolves. Now let's turn our attention to a new, even more unsettling thought. Have you ever felt that everything around you, every event, every encounter, might be leading towards some deeper, hidden purpose, as though the universe itself operates according to some grand design, and every part of your existence is merely a piece in a larger puzzle? What if the universe isn't just a chaotic expanse of random events, but a calculated system, a predatory algorithm that determines everything? What if we and every other living being are part of a massive cosmic algorithm, one that has been set in motion with a clear purpose, to consume, to control, to be part of a grand cycle where every life is a stepping stone for something greater? The idea of the universe as a predatory algorithm suggests that each of us is locked in a loop, a never-ending chain where we are continuously fed into this system. Just like the prey and predator dynamic, where the prey must eventually fall, our existence might simply be part of a much larger mechanism that is using us as components in an unending cycle. Imagine that every interaction, every decision, and every event you experience is all part of this vast, mechanical process. You might think you have free will, that you are choosing your path. But what if you're simply following a script, unaware of the bigger picture? The universe might not be a realm of endless possibility, but instead a fixed system, working tirelessly in the background, pushing us along a predetermined path where every thought, every feeling, and every action is somehow orchestrated by an unseen force. And here's the truly disturbing part. What if the whole system is designed to consume us? What if, just like a predator hunts its prey, the universe itself is an entity, an algorithm that feeds on us, our experiences, our energy, our consciousness? Are we just fuel for this system, creatures born to run in circles, with no escape, no end to this predatory loop? Take a moment to think about this. Every decision you make, every path you take, every part of your life that feels fated or timed could be a result of this cosmic algorithm. You might think that your life is yours to control, but what if you've been caught in a loop, constantly being consumed by this cycle? Just like a cog in a machine, we are part of something much larger than ourselves. Our experiences might be the byproduct of this machine, and we are simply here to serve its purpose. Could the world, as we know it, simply be a series of interconnected nodes in a cosmic computer, where the algorithm runs through its program without ever stopping to question its nature? Are we the creatures of a system, bound to the algorithm without ever realizing it? And if so, is there any way to break free? Or are we forever destined to play our part in this vast, predatory cycle? At this point, you might be asking yourself, if everything is part of this dream, this algorithm, this predatory system, is there any escape? Can we break free from the cycle, from the illusion of life and death, from the dream of a dying God? Can we find a way out of this endless loop, or are we forever trapped within it? The truth is, the idea of escape is an illusion in itself. In the same way that we cannot truly escape the dream of the dying God, we cannot break free from the algorithm of the universe. Every attempt to run away, to break free from the cycle, only brings us back to where we started. We are like prisoners within a cell, believing there is an escape. But when we reach the door, we find that it leads us right back to the same place. In fact, the more we try to escape, the more we become part of the system. It's as though our very desire to break free is woven into the fabric of the cycle itself. The more we resist, the more we are drawn back in, as if we are playing a role that we cannot refuse. This is the paradox of existence. The harder we try to find meaning, to break free from the illusion, the deeper we sink into it. Perhaps this is where the true existential crisis lies, the realization that we are not only part of the dream, but we are the dream itself. We are the ones trapped in this cosmic loop, constantly searching for answers that only bring us deeper into the system. The God is dying, yes, but so are we. And as long as we continue to chase after the illusion of escape, we will continue to feed into the system, reinforcing the very cycle that keeps us locked in place. What if the answer to our existence isn't to break free, but to accept the truth of our situation? What if the only way to truly live is to acknowledge that we are already part of the dream, part of the algorithm, and that our attempts to escape are just another part of the system's design? Is there peace in this realization? Or is it just another layer of the illusion that keeps us from seeing the true nature of our existence?